Anyway,
episode 33. Let's effing do this.
Boom.
You like the way I didn't cuss right at the beginning?
I do.
Yeah. I'm getting better.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to stop cussing, but
No,
right at the beginning.
yeah.
Just to lure the
First
children.
30 seconds, we gotta.
Let the parents
Yeah.
get the false impression that their children can listen to
Sure.
this and then lighten the
We
fuck
got
up.
puppies, candy, and a van with no windows.
You got a van?
No, can we not.
Did you get the van?
You were talking about. you were talking about,
been a dream of ours.
enticing kids. I thought that's where we were going. Okay, sorry.
Jesus Christ. FBI. He's joking.
Yeah, joking.
I'm sure the FBI listens.
Dude, 100% they listen.
They're not going to do anything.
Why would they
about it.
not?
You know what? We're some low-level scum. They'd bust us.
Yeah. Bust us to get to the big fish. Oh, Olympics are done, dude.
Yes. Yes, they are. You
So-
know what? About time, too. I was sick of them.
Were you?
Yeah, by the end of it, I'm just done.
I don't know, man. I always feel that way, and then like an event comes on, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, this is badass.
No.
Track and field is kind of like the grand finale on the 4th of July. The track and field.
Track's fine. Field, no.
No, dude, you didn't watch the shot put? Shot putter was
discus,
awesome.
The javelin, no.
I didn't watch discus or javelin, but the shot putter, U.S. shot putter was
Never cared
kind of a
about
big deal. I
that.
think
I
he
don't know
broke
why.
some record.
Like, speed's impressive, but dude's just throwing things, not so much.
I think that's
Unless
pretty
we're
cool.
talking about the Celtic games where the guys are tossing fucking
Throwing
telephone
people?
poles and
Oh.
shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
The hammers.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of cool.
Hammer
But just-
throw?
Yeah. The torque.
What about
goes back-
kegs? Tossing kegs.
Kegs is legit.
Pretty legit.
Like, because that's relatable. Like, we've all picked up a keg.
Yeah.
Like, that thing's heavy.
Heavy. Yeah.
They should load it. Like, if you can throw a full keg,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
I think it'd be more impressive who could drink a keg the fastest.
That's a good game.
I think it's a great game.
Do that and then enter into the track and field events.
So just to kind of recap, because we talked about this last show in the very beginning, we talked about China taking the U.S. lead.
Yeah.
in
Suck
gold.
it, China.
So just to recap for anybody who watched some of the Olympics, maybe didn't watch all of them, didn't know, U.S. has the highest medal count, 126 total medals. We're
Yep.
tied with China for golds for number 140.
Yeah, we win, though.
So yeah, we win.
Tie goes to the
We got
one
them
that
all.
has double the medals.
We got all the medals.
Suck it, China.
Yeah.
China.
So
Yes.
that was a big deal. I know Australia in the very beginning of the Olympics, Australia was in the lead with gold. They were tied with us in the first couple days.
You know
Day or
who
two.
else I'm sick of?
that?
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
They were talking so much shit about the
The
medals.
swimmers?
No, just the fans.
generals? Yeah.
Australians. Those pieces of shit
Yeah.
fucking criminals fucking have the nerve to sit there and talk about how, well, if you actually adjust it per capita, blah, 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 we should be winning. Australia's on top. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You have less medals. You're losing.
You know who should win?
United States.
China.
This is another stupid...
On people. On
Right.
population.
If you want to go on per capita, China
Yeah.
should win.
Yes.
And India should come in second.
Yep.
But you know who wins?
America.
Fucking America. And then... That's right.
Thank you.
Then some commie fuck on another chat line had the nerve to say, well, if you look at it, this is how many athletes the United States sends versus blah, 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 versus this and that.
Yeah.
They send almost 3 times as many as
So
this
send
country.
more. You can send more.
No, you can't, because you know why? You have to fucking qualify.
Oh, yeah.
You know who qualifies more athletes? The United States.
Weird.
You know why? Because we
better.
rock.
Because we're better.
Now, suck it, world.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia were the biggest offenders of talking shit for no reason other than trying to make themselves feel better. You inferior. I'll stop.
Okay. Well, you got to give them credit, though. I mean, when you have
Do I?
stellar athletes like they have,
Yeah, they
so real quick, just while we're talking about Olympics, I just wanted to hit a couple of the highlights. So we talked about the medals. We talked about, we'll cover it right now. So I tried getting a video of Rachel Ray Gun, the Australian breakdancing phenom,
the Ray Gun,
Ray Gun. However, I was telling you, like,
President Ray Gun.
I didn't realize, because of all the copyrights for the Olympics, like, you cannot find the video online of just her performance. So the only thing online are the memes that come with it, right? And so I found this meme, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I don't have it labeled in here. Adam, do you have it?
This is why it's important, Steve.
Well, no, this is the only one I didn't have. So this is a very relatable fire department meme. And it's basically says, like, why does every old person who falls have to roll around in their own shit before you go pick them up? Go ahead and play it, Adam. And so it's Rachel Reagan's breakdancing technique, spinning on the floor, rolling around in fecal matter in the background. So just wanted to throw that out as the highlight. Australian breakdancer, pretty solid.
There's a lot of good memes. People like, hey, I'm sending my cat to the Olympics next year, and they're doing the same thing.
Dude,
and their dog
pretty
just
awesome.
rolling. Like, dude, that's identical.
So I was telling you, I kind of looked up a little bit on her just because I was curious. And so she actually has a PhD. I can't remember the exact title, but I want to say it has huge dick.
I think it's in dance theory.
It is, yeah. It's something.
Theoretically, I should be able to dance because I'm a human. However,
but check
not
this
everybody
out.
can
So
dance.
she's been breakdancing, I think, like in that world. I want to say it was like since 1999.
Oh,
she has a PhD.
sad.
Well, so check this out. So, excuse me. So I was looking in and I read an article. They actually interviewed her about her performance, right? And so she said, because whenever she went, she was looking around the competition and she said flat out, she was like, in my head, I was like, there's no way I'm going to beat these guys. They're too good. So I wanted to go out and be true to myself and be creative and just do something kind of like, what do they call that?
Idiotic? Terrible.
No, interpretive. You know, like there's interpretive dance and they do weird shit when they hear the song. So she basically went out unscripted, no break dance, and she just wanted to do whatever came to her, which is why she did the fucking bunny
kangaroo,
hop, the
dude.
kangaroo. And so everybody now is applauding her for saying like, hey, good for you for being artistic in your craft and the theory of breakdancing and going out there and just being genuine.
This is another reason
She
Australia
didn't score
sucks.
a single fucking point.
Not one.
Zero. She single-handedly is the reason breakdancing is not in the Olympics anymore.
Jordan goes, I showed her that video and Jordan goes, this bitch just wanted a trip to Paris,
Yeah,
dude.
for real. But she had to qualify. So I was reading something too, and she won some championship in Australia, some deal last year.
That's even worse.
I know.
She's the best Australia has to offer.
Yep.
The best.
You can't shit talk the medals.
No. And you
when
send the
that's what
ray
you
gun.
said. Somebody signed off on that and was like, hell yeah, we got this.
You know what's even worse is she has a gangster ass nickname,
Ray gun,
and she's that ass.
She's pretty ass.
Dude.
So anyway, so we had the Australian breakdancer. That was a pretty cool highlight. It was B12. I found it. I labeled it under something different. Just wanted to talk about this because this always blows me away. And I know there's dudes in the fire department, probably across the country, that think they could hang. But B5, the table tennis.
Dude.
The table tennis matches are straight from Forrest Gump.
First of all, did you see the American table tennis medaling team?
I didn't see the team one. I don't like watching the team one. Yeah, I don't like watching the team ones, but this volley back and forth is
unreal.
just stupid.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're standing 10 feet away from the table, just crushing it. You know.
Adam, play a A9 real quick. This is going to be the future of getting your ass kicked in ping pong.
Oh, geez. Is there a robot?
It's a fucking robot. It learned just playing on a computer, not even against people. It played matches like
simulations.
They showed that too.
Shit.
But now that thing plays.
What's going to be crazy is like you see how like the clip that before that how the athletes ended up backing away from the table. It won't have to because its reaction time will be so good. It can just be stationary. Huh?
Probably.
Holy shit.
They said right now they've challenged it against like low skill, medium skill, high skill. The most it can do is beat a medium skilled player. It can like hang and beat them sometimes. But like that's going to change. Like, but
that's version 1.
Right. But that's going to be like the Olympic team sparring partner almost, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be like, you got to face the robot.
Do you think eventually there'll be people who have robotic components who go in there, or they're upgraded with neural?
Well, we talked about
are we going to have? Are we going to have an Olympics that's like the enhanced games? We talked about that before.
That's the true enhanced games.
So are you going to have enhanced games, and then you're still going to have like the 100%?
I think that would probably be
natural.
Could be like a Paralympics thing. Like, hey, this is like people that are paraplegics, whatever. Like, hey, you got your robot arms
version.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be fucking badass.
Dude, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, like you've seen the guys that have the sprinters. There was the one famously in South Africa that brutally murdered his wife. But he had the bow
Pistorius.
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Yeah. He had the blade legs.
Yeah.
That actually made him faster. He was faster once he lost his legs.
Because of the recoil and the energy transfer. Yeah.
So like even that simple design made him faster. Imagine what a true robotic leg with hydraulics and all that shit in it.
Long jump and high jump records are going to be shattered.
Dude, that'd be pretty impressive.
Pole vault will be hard unless you have a mechanical
Would it?
hydraulic pull. Yeah, I mean that's just going to weigh you down.
They can make them out of like carbon fiber
Okay,
and all
maybe
that.
not. Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much all that stuff weighs, but I'm assuming.
So another one I thought was pretty cool, B11. So this was an Indonesian weightlifter. Oh, you know what? Actually, it might not play. It might just be the image because of copyright stuff. They wouldn't let me put it on there. You got to be 11.
11.
Nope, take it off. That's not it.
Take it off.
Take it off. Okay, yeah. So anyway, Indonesian weightlifter. This dude's 160 pounds, clean and jerked 437 pounds.
Say that one more time.
He weighs 160. Mm-hmm. He clean and jerked 437 pounds.
Wow.
That's
impressive.
Fucking crazy.
On the clean, though, how far did he have to go? A foot and a half?
Probably not far. Probably not far.
He's a little guy. That's impressive.
And on the press too, like they don't, they talk about pushing under the bar and dropping underneath it, but still, that amount of
That's
weight,
impressive.
To have your wrists not fucking snap,
almost triple.
Nuts, dude. And then one thing I did link because
they have to, in the Olympics, they're completely raw. They have no wraps or anything, no straps, nothing.
Yeah, I think they can have.
Can you just
because they wrap their knees?
But yeah, so you have knee sleeves, but it's not like they're like wrapped with powerlifting wraps.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I think you can just wear sleeves. I don't know if you.
Okay.
And they have to be
I don't know the rules.
approved. It's been a long time since.
Yeah, since you were doing Olympic powerlifting.
Like actually Olympic powerlifting. No, but powerlifting, I know, like there's certain, like they have
standards.
federations where you can use this kind of gear, you can use that kind of gear. Some you can use suits otherwise, but I can't remember like how raw you have to be for Olympic lifting.
I don't know.
I don't either.
And then I have two more, and I know this isn't really conducive to the audio portion of the podcast, but for the video, I did link the video B13 of that Australian rugby player with the lift.
Yeah, play that
I
one.
just
That's
wanted to play
legit.
it, so anybody who wanted to see that who didn't get a chance to, pretty phenomenal.
It is.
So the inbound,
So impressive.
she lifts her up, and she goes completely inverted, and the girl behind her is like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, it's like what is happening?
and holds on to her enough.
That one girl's got some good strength.
Dude, phenomenal.
Like how many pullovers does she do?
One.
Dude, that's
All she
amazing.
needs to do is one.
Yeah, but that's like a 160-pound pullover.
Yeah, true. And then
Even more, because think of the momentum going back that way.
yeah, you got to have some pretty good core stability
Hell
too.
yeah.
Like, you're blowing a disc out if you're on the fire department. You do that. And then Adam, if you could hit B13. This is my last one. So instead of breakdancing, I came across this. It's freestyle football, soccer.
Oh,
They have world championships on this.
freestyle.
And these dudes, it's almost like breakdancing with a soccer ball, but like it almost like never leaves their body. It's kind of a trip. So I think this should be.
Oh, so this isn't Olympics.
No. This is just world championships of this, and they do stuff. It's freestyle with this ball, and I think they can't let it touch the ground once they get going. But the tricks they do, like he's doing backflips and catching it, and it's rolling all around his body, his head. He's not using his hands.
That's pretty badass.
So they have a world championship for this. But I mean, he like flips, rolls it up his leg. He's balancing it on the sole of his foot. Now he's doing a handstand or a headstand. And like the running man in the air and the ball is just bouncing off his feet.
That's more impressive when you're laying on the ground. I can do that.
Yeah.
There's no room for air.
So I guess the whole thing with it is the ball can't touch the ground. But this would be more impressive than, and football being more universal, more worldwide, I can see people getting into this and breakdancing, kind of a combo. Let's get at him.
That's pretty legit. Have you seen, it's almost like ping pong and soccer. Have you seen them play that?
Pong and
So it's like almost like a ping pong table, but they're playing soccer. You can only use your feet and your head like soccer rules. You can bump with your shoulder, your head. But
Did you have that in a previous show?
Maybe it's on like not a straight board. It's like almost on a
Slanted?
slanted a little bit. But yeah, pretty cool.
I think I have. It sounds familiar.
That takes a lot of talent too.
Yeah. So anyway, and then the last one I had, just to kind of recap, and this was B10, and this is just the long jump. Pretty impressive event. I think most people tune
Talk
in.
about the booty long jump.
Well, I mean, Romania's long jumper, pretty amazing. Amazing job. Pretty amazing angle of the long jump. So
There was one guy, it was a black dude.
specimen.
He's like, long jump's my new favorite sport. I don't care about the short jump, the high jump. It's long jump now. That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
that caption was like, everybody is now turning in for the long jump. So
That's pretty good. As they should.
yeah, so Olympics, man, they're all done. We get to move on to the next global
To move
debacle.
on. Global debacle? You want to talk about global debacles?
Yeah. Which one?
Let's talk about, we've touched on it. Let's talk about the pending World War III.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's, I mean, we're talking about Iran, war with Iran. And I feel like my entire life we've been flirting with Iran. Will they, won't they?
Yeah.
Are they going to do it or not? Doesn't it feel like your entire fucking life it's been like, oh, a little flare up with Iran. Oh, a bombing here. Oh, a bombing there.
Yeah.
I don't know why, other than just controlling the regime so you can control oil production, all that fucking nonsense. But it always seems like there's some reason for us to keep pushing towards war with Iran. And they keep taking more steps now with Israel bombing. They killed one of Hamas's leaders in Tehran, which is obviously the capital of Iran, I believe. And so Iran's pretty pissed off about that. And what's weird too, did you notice about that Hamas leader that they killed? He was the one that was most pro ceasefire exchange.
No, I didn't know that.
He was like really pushing for it since the beginning, and now he's dead. But Israel's
Makes
not
sense that
coming
that's
out
one they get rid of.
Yeah, right? Like the one guy that can maybe make some peace, a cool head in the room. Let's get rid of that fucking guy.
Yeah. What I thought was interesting, and I came across this yesterday, is you had made the comment of, and I don't know this has to do with Iran specifically, but you had made the comment before about like you kind of wish that instead of us funding inadvertently these countries or these proxy wars or whatever, just give them the money, leave them on their own.
The military-industrial complex,
Yes.
specifically.
Yes.
So my whole theory is, or my idea, so we have all these wars that we fight and these proxy wars that we fight, a lot of which I think gets pushed by the military-industrial complex. Other are business interests, big oil and things like that. And others are genuinely like, hey, we need to look out for America. But I think a lot of them are for the military-industrial complex. Like, hey, we need money, and how do we make money? We sell tanks, we sell missiles.
Yep.
So instead of just finding a war and a reason for them to get money, like Ukraine, we give them $100 and whatever billion. That's not like we gave them $100 billion cash, right?
Yeah.
We give them money to, in turn, like, hey, this is earmarked for weapons. You buy your weapons from us.
Yeah.
So now my buddy, the weapons contractor, gets his money. That's how that works. So instead of us actively going out and funding all these proxy wars, getting the entire world pissed at us, creating more terrorism, creating more enemies, isolating
We'll just be an arms dealer.
we will just be an arms dealer. Like we just say, hey, you, Raytheon, Boeing, Northrop, all you guys, here's your money. How much do you need to keep making money? How much do you need to continue to get your $30,000 or your $30 million bonus this year? Okay, it's going to be $1 billion. I will give you $1 billion this year. I'm the U.S. government. I give you your $1 billion. We're not going to start a war. I need your weapons production to be set at A. We're going to stockpile that. But here's your $1 billion just to sit over there. We are going to buy your weapons. Don't need to worry about it. You're getting your money. And now we don't have to go start wars.
Yeah.
Just to find a reason to, boost up their income.
Well, I saw that. So the U.S. State Department just approved the military sale to Israel, totaling $20 billion,
And also a new one to Saudi Arabia.
and to Poland for a $10 billion deal.
I didn't see the Poland. Poland makes sense. So being in the UN, I get that. But yeah, to Israel, more offensive weapons. Saudi Arabia, we've now given them the green light to buy offensive weapons, not just defensive. Potato. Like I use this M4 for defense or offense. Like,
and maybe this is dumb, but I think about it from the standpoint of like, okay, so we're selling the weapons to these people, right? And at the tune of 20 billion, 10 million, whatever, and kind of spreading that around. Like, what's our tactical reserve for our weapons here? Are we giving them our frontline shit?
Massive.
Are we like taking the order and then like those are in production? You'll have them in a year. Like what type of?
I don't really think that we're gonna short ourselves. Like, hey man, we've got 10 tanks, but we sold you 9. Like we'll just do with 1. I don't think it's like that.
And you don't think that puts?
I would like to think we're not that.
No, I know they're allies that we're obviously providing, but you don't think potentially in the future that puts us at a disadvantage where they're now rocking all of our military tech, not the best of the best, but they're going to be able to use our stuff against us?
Dude, look at our history of how this fucking thing works. So since we're on Iran, talk about Iran. Like 1953, the CIA along with what's the British MI6.
Yeah.
They fucking help overthrow their government. They install their little puppet regime from 1953 to whatever. And that whole time we're giving them money, we're giving them arms, we take care of them. 1979, they have a revolution, right? So now our fucking regime, everything we've been giving them is in peril. So, okay, new guys. Now, like Iran, bad guy, not friend anymore. You've had a turnover. We don't like that. Iran then has all their proxy terrorist groups, Hamas, Hezbollah, several Shiite regimes throughout the region. So now they've all got access to our weapons because we've been giving them to them since 1953.
Yeah, they're sharing.
And they're sharing. Also, let's say the Russians, when they invaded Afghanistan, right? Well, we helped the, what's the fucking group there? The Mujahideen. We helped arm and fund the Mujahideen. We gave them weapons. We gave them rockets. That's how they were able to push back the Soviets. They were our friends. They were our buddies. Now they're not. The Taliban, we fucking helped put the Taliban into place. We gave them money. We gave them arms. This shit just goes round and round. The Afghanistan army, who we fucking propped up, army in quotations.
Yeah.
And then just gave it right back to the Taliban. They now have all our shit. So when you ask, can it fucking hurt us? Yeah, they've got all our shit. Before they used to have rocks. Now they have fucking,
weapons,
tow missiles and shit.
And maybe they don't have the same level of training as we do, but I mean,
we trained them too. But
but I've seen videos. I've seen videos of them training from our train the trainer.
That was the 90s when they had the monkey bars.
But I'm just saying, like,
I think they've evolved since the monkey bar days.
Yeah, but just, I mean, the fact of the capability of, it's almost scarier of what an untrained person can do with those weapons than a trained person, because you have no, I guess, tendency towards any preservation or knowing what the outcome is. You're just going to fire it.
Well, there's a couple times they've had videos of people in the Middle East with their fucking shoulder fired rockets.
Backwards.
And the guy standing behind them. Like when you do that, you're supposed to get a backblast
Maybe
area
that's the
clear.
goal. Maybe that's the goal.
Like, let's see if we can kill these guys
Give
with
them a
fucking
bunch of
shoulder fired
explosive
rockets.
and just let them run around.
It's like, plane's right there.
Yeah.
Fucking face. So, yeah, that's a big fucking problem, dude.
Yeah. I wonder, I mean, there's got to be checks and balances for that. I wonder what that would be as far as like making sure that we don't get in over our head. But I mean, or do they look at that? Do they look at that as that's just the cost of doing business?
I don't think
it's about money now, and who gives a shit 10 years from now?
I don't think it's all about money. I think they do.
You think it's more strategic?
I think on a lot of levels they're playing chess.
Sure.
But they don't look this far. Like, they're not good chess players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't look 10
We need Bobby Fischer, dude.
We
need Bobby Fischer.
We need Bobby Fish.
Of chess, yeah.
We need to get him in the game because these guys, they continually do it. We prop up this.
Yeah.
And then, okay, now they're our enemy over here. And it's just this big circular fucking thing. And we just keep creating enemies by doing that. And now they have all of our training. They have all of our weapons. We've been giving them money. To what benefit does that help us other than everybody fucking hates us?
And it keeps the military industrial complex in business.
It keeps them in business. It keeps all these power brokers in Washington in their jobs because they supposedly have like the golden touch. Like, hey, well, this guy got us through Afghanistan. This guy got us through Iraq. Did he?
Yeah.
Like, they're all shit. You've done a shit job. Everybody's done a shit job for sure. Like, I don't know how any of these people still have jobs and continue to float around all these circles in Washington because they fuck everything up.
I was going to say, they become politicians, much like, Tim Walz, the decorated veteran carrying his rifle into combat. No.
we could talk about that. Let's finish Iran.
All right, sorry.
So again, with the Iran thing, so right after Trump was shot, right?
Yeah.
What came out?
Yep.
There was an Iranian plot to assassinate these fucking group text messages, I swear to God. They charged a Pakistani guy with connection to a plot to assassinate Trump and other political figures. They didn't name the other political figures. Yeah, right there. That's from Reuters, I think. So they just did that. Asif Merchant, 46, sought to recruit people to the United States to carry out the plot in retaliation for the U.S. killing of Iran's Revolutionary Guard top commander, Qasem Soleimani, in 2020. Like, remember when Trump came out? That he died like a dog.
Yeah.
So that was apparently one of the reasons why they want to go after Trump. But they said there was other political figures which they didn't quite release. Israel did that airstrike, so Israel wants to do it, and we do everything that Israel does. Mm-hmm. Now, there was another bombing, Adam. There's just another Reuters page you can pull up there. Iran fired some rockets or detonated a bomb, something like that, inside of Iraq, wounded 5 U.S. service personnel. Like, okay, now they're hurting our people.
Yeah.
All these little just tiny pinprick things that's culminating into like, hey, let's just go to war with Iran.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like they're building their case.
I fucking feel it. I think if you were to look back, revisionist history and all that, but if you look back at all the conflicts that we've gotten into and all the ones that we've been tricked into, the American public's just been duped because they do a really good job of building their case, right?
Sure.
It's all the same. You can almost read the tea leaves. Like, okay, I know what country's next. I know where we're going
Yeah.
next. And it's fucking like clockwork, dude. It's almost going to happen. Almost a guarantee there's going to be some sort of escalation with Iran. Iran said that they had to punish Israel for that strike inside Tehran. They've kind of walked that back just a little bit. But I mean, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Israel's pissed, and they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Eventually, Iran's going to do something that they're defending themselves. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
So,
But they're being pushed to the brink of having to do
yeah,
something.
right. It just seems inevitable to me. Yeah. So those are all the things. And then who knows what's going to happen with the new regime coming in of Harris and the war hero Walz.
Oh, God. Talking about that, just about Iran and some of that. Did you see the deal about under the Biden administration, the U.S. has sent approximately $239 million to the Taliban because of failure to vet the sources that they're sending it to?
I originally saw that in Sean Ryan's podcast.
He referenced it in 3 different episodes.
Yeah, he's actually been pushing really hard about this to get, I can't remember the dude's name before Congress to testify. But man, if that's true, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And it totally sounds plausible.
100%.
You mean we didn't vet a source properly and we're just handing money?
Yeah, you mean we lost money? We don't know where it went?
Hey, but
Weird.
Again, we propped up the Taliban on, I think, 95, 96, something like that under Clinton, and we gave them money.
Yeah.
We gave them, like, why would we not do it again? It
Right.
makes total sense.
Yeah. It's all the same shit.
It is. It's just the same players, the same
Just on
circles,
repeat.
doing the same dumb shit, and it's going to happen again. It's going to continue to happen.
Yeah. So, speaking of Kamala and Harris and Walz, what do you think about the whole stolen valor stuff?
Dude.
A lot of people call him for stolen valor on Tim Walz. Him, a lot of his bio and a lot of his stuff saying he carried his rifle into combat. What do you got?
He's a war hero.
Yeah. And he's Sharon Stone's cousin.
Right.
No, so he, it's funny because a lot of people were, as soon as they saw that and started calling it out and kind of comparing it to what his actual record was, I guess they're now, they've changed his bio and they're kind of scrubbing that all off that people were all up in arms. Stolen valor, technically a felony, correct?
I don't know about that, but I mean, it's definitely sketchy. Like, he's had opportunities throughout the years. They've gone through interviews he's done, like, and people praising him, and he's never corrected anybody on any of this stuff.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he, like, specifically, let's talk about his rank, where he said, I believe he retired as a command sergeant major or something like that. Anyway, he said he retired as a rank higher than he was. I can't remember the actual ranks, but he even had a challenge coin made up with his false rank on there that he was handing out to people.
Yeah.
I wish I would have fucking had the picture of that. But yeah, some people are like, yeah, he gave us these coins. And like, dude, you never achieved that rank.
Yeah.
So that, number one, just lying to people about what rank you retired at seems silly. And people have like talked about it in public, in interviews, in press conferences. He's never corrected anybody.
Yeah.
And then he went on that whole thing that you alluded to about these are the weapons I carried in war and they should only be in war. Like when he was, advocating for more checks on guns, gun control.
Yeah, gun control.
Yeah, and he's never corrected anybody when they talk about, I think Pelosi had an interview or said something about him a while back about applauding his heroics in combat and never corrected him.
Yeah.
Never once. Not only did he not go to war, as soon as his unit was getting deployed, he said, I'm out.
Yep.
I'm out. See you,
He
boys.
wanted
It's been a good
he
ride.
wanted to try to promote to that whatever rank it was. Yeah. And then it got approved. And then since he backed out as soon as they got deployed, I think they took that rank away from him, right? They dropped him back down.
I
can't remember the name.
I believe he said he
rank.
retired as a command sergeant major when he only retired as a master sergeant.
Yeah.
Which is the difference between an E8 and an E9 in the Army.
But from what I read, is that he had promoted and then they revoked it because
there were certain, like in every rank in the military,
you have to serve X amount of time, right?
Not just serve X amount of time. There are like for lack of a better term, like there's courses you have to complete, like in the Marine Corps. I know when you're promoting to corporal and sergeant, you have like corporal's course you go to. You have to complete these things. They were called MCIs. We had there's a Marine Corps Institute, like basically like classes you have to go through and complete all these things. You have to have PFT scores, rifle class scores, all that shit. And when you're going up the chain, so every rank has that. You have to like exceed all that bullshit like you would in a corporate world. But he didn't meet the requirements to achieve that rank. What those requirements are, I don't know, but he didn't achieve them.
Yeah.
And he didn't get that rank, but he's cool with telling everybody he did.
Sure.
I mean, it's probably only a big deal to veterans, other than if you look at like if he's going to lie about something that small and that fact checkable,
Right.
What else are you going to lie about?
And in the face of the American public that many times, like that's
exactly.
kind of a big deal.
You're not just a random citizen who's on chat line saying I retired as this and you didn't. Like that's
you're not just in line at some restaurant to try and get your military discount.
I just think when you say when you're running for office, if you're going to tell such, it's an easy lie to check.
Yeah.
Like why would you not correct somebody at some point, other than not even not correcting people, the challenge coin thing? Like this is who I am. Here's my coin.
Right.
This says the Stolen Valor Act of 2013 was signed by Obama, and it says the act makes it a federal crime to fraudulently claim
and
to
state.
be. Yes.
Yeah.
Federal crime to fraudulently claim to be a recipient. I can't talk today.
Recipient?
Recipient of certain military decorations or medals in order to obtain money, property, or other tangible benefit.
Doesn't say anything about rank then, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, whatever. Potato.
I mean, I would say
guess he's not a federal
there's a tangible benefit to becoming vice president.
Yeah.
And look at everybody else that's gotten into the.
But again, it's not like he said, hey, I was awarded the Silver Star and he never got it.
True.
So, I mean, if you're talking about decorations, medals, things like that, there is a difference, at least according to that. But I mean, in reality, I mean, we're talking about semantics. In reality, you're kind of lying about the same thing, right? Yeah. So he might not be a federal criminal like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But you're still a little bit of a scumbag.
Yeah.
And you know what, though? His tagline, which I fucking love, is like, in Minnesota, we have a saying, mind your own damn business. He probably just wants us to mind our own damn business.
Sure. Except for the fact that, and I've got a video for this, but during COVID, he had SWAT patrolling the streets and shooting at people that were out with fucking paintballs. So much for minding your own business.
Well, let's be fair about, like, he probably didn't give the order, I want you to fucking pepperball everybody. That was probably...
Maybe SWAT made the call.
Yeah, there's no way a governor said do that.
B2.
But he definitely gave the... Well, you talk about National Guard, all that stuff. Like, PD is going to do what PD does when you put them on the streets.
Sure.
So I won't fault him for any action PD took. That's more of a local thing. I get that. Him not calling in the National Guard.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Him leaking
the guard deployments when
during the George Floyd riots
to his daughter, and when she blasted on social media letting everybody know, like, hey, you've got till 7 p.m. Sunday to go fucking riot and burn shit.
I think his wife was quoted as, like, when the fires were going on, everything was burning.
Play it. Play the Walz video of his wife of this.
Yeah, she left the window open just to smell the burning so she could be in the moment. This was the one.
In her own words.
I could smell the burning tires. And that was a very real,
deeply cathartic
thing. And I kept the windows open for as long as I could because I felt like that was such a touchstone of what was happening.
What an idiot.
Stop it. So Tim Walz delayed calling in the National Guard.
Yeah, just so his wife could
fucking sniff in the tires and get off while she's huffing fucking rubber fumes. What the fuck are you people doing? Like, I just wanted to... Are you fucking insane?
Yeah.
How... That sounds nuts.
So a lot of the people that are not for Tim Walz, obviously, they're bringing up the fact of quote unquote the stolen valor, which whether it's stolen valor or not is debatable.
No, I could go like maybe technically according to the letter of that law, no, but stolen valor, yes.
Yeah, claiming to be something that you're not.
He said he went to combat. He didn't deploy at all. Matter of fact, he bailed on that.
Right.
And then he said he was this rank and he wasn't. So yeah, that is a form of stolen valor. I don't care what anybody wants to say according to that law. It is.
So then a lot of people also blame him for igniting the George Floyd riots, at the very least, not doing what he could to prevent them or quell the riots. So obviously the delay in deploying the National Guard, leaking the National Guard deployment plan to his daughter, so she could release it online so that the looters wouldn't get caught. They also talk about how he has, under his watch, has overseen some of the most radical transgender surgeries for youth, allowed that. There was a big abortion deal. So while he was in his position, I want to say that there was like the people who were very anti-abortion, there was at least 8 abortions where the abortion was botched, the baby was born alive, and then they had to kill it. And they said the only reason
they club it over the head like a baby seal.
I don't know, but the only reason they know that is because up until a certain point, I don't remember which year, but there was you had to report it. There was an online record reporting system. They had to report these 8. And I'm not saying that this was the only one or the only place that it happened, but this is just some of the things that people are bashing him for. And then obviously that SWAT deal during COVID, the way he handled COVID and
yeah,
kind of going extreme on enforcing people staying in.
Him and his
which again, I don't think he was alone. I'm not saying that he was the only one that did this, but this is just he's running for vice president, and this is the shit that people are calling him.
When his big tagline lately has been
mind your own
business, like you want everybody to have bodily autonomy, to mind your own business, like except when we tell you have to do this, then you better shut the fuck up and do it. Other than that, except for that, mind your own damn business. It's like that's your fucking tagline, and like you have this record, especially like the COVID thing. Like it's just a prime example. Like, fuck off, man.
Yeah,
good fucking lecture me, you piece of shit.
Yeah, trying to come off as like this, this wholesome all-American Midwest guy. But
did you see how zesty he was when he came out on that?
I remember you saying that. I didn't see it,
dude. He got
a little flair.
Yeah, he came out. Hi,
heavy jazz hands. Yeah, I love it, man.
Like he looks so like, dude, this guy's
he's excited.
And then I'm not saying he's gay, but he's got a wife and a couple kids. However, like after that one rally, he fucking went and shook his wife's hand. Not like a hug, a kiss.
It's a business arrangement.
Fucking dapper.
That's what you do with a business partner.
That's what your beard does, right?
Yep.
You fucking shake your beard's hand.
Yep.
You have a couple kids so your political agenda can go through like, hey, I'm running for this, I'm running for that. I can't be gay. Like if I want to make it to the White House, I
weirder
can't be
things
gay.
have happened. Like
that's not weird. That's normal.
But I'm just saying, if it came out, no one would be like, "Oh man, never saw that coming." And people are like, "Oh yeah, okay, I get it. I can see it."
Like he's calling everybody. He's calling JD Vance weird, and I'm like, "Get the dude.
Yeah,
you're a fucking cornball." Yeah, JD Vance is weird. You're a fucking.
Did you see where JD Vance walked over to the reporters at Air Force One or Air Force Two?
Yeah,
and he was like,
let's see if she'll come out.
Yeah, he's like, I just wanted to come check out my plane. Hopefully, it'll be mine in a couple months. How come she won't talk to you guys? Yeah,
dude, because she's. I can't understand as somebody who's running for vice president. What are we looking at 3 weeks now that she's been the presumptive nominee? She has not done or scheduled
any interviews.
One interview.
Yeah,
and I mean, why would she? Like she's riding this fucking wave of adulation.
Well, and she must know too. Like she doesn't want to say anything to fuck it up. Like her campaign manager is probably like, hey. Less is more for you.
We've heard you. We've heard you go off script a few times. It ain't good.
Well, and speaking of that, so have you seen they have the comparison of the two side by side, not interviews, but the rallies that she's been at, and she has been like not only verbatim. Now, granted, they're all scripted. We all know they have speechwriters.
Oh yeah,
well, they've been so verbatim that like even like the parts where she laughs and pauses, like she is so structured in her delivery, like she can't go off script.
Don't go off script, bitch. Because hey, good idea. Stick to the script.
Do what we tell you.
I don't understand. Like,
there it is.
I don't understand why people are so thrilled with this lady, other than it's just not the corpse Joe Biden that was running before. Because like she's a terrible candidate.
When we started talking about this morning, like her whole campaign stuff that she's talking about, they're talking about no taxes on tips. They're talking about lowering inflation as soon as she gets in office on day one. It's like, bitch, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
Do it now.
How you're there now? Like, how can you not do it now? Why do we have to wait until November for that shit to happen?
She stole Donald Trump's no tax on tips thing. Like that was Trump's idea.
But you're there
months
now.
ago.
You're in there.
Yeah.
Why don't you put that in place now?
And she's a border hawk now too.
Well, we talked about like what better way to gain votes than to start making those changes now and go, look what I've done. I did this before I was even president. Like, you have an opportunity to take this race and run with it. Why wait till November? I don't fucking get it.
Because it's not about actually getting anything done.
No,
it's about saying
all
I'm
lip
going to do
service.
it.
It's all lip service.
It's so disingenuous. It is like, bitch, you're there now.
Yeah.
Do something.
You've been there for 3.5 years.
You could close the border
it
today. Do it.
Adam, pull up B6. It was just a picture somebody posted. It was pretty funny. So it says, I can't read it. It's
oh
too
my
far
God,
away.
is this the MSNBC crowd?
I got it.
Yeah. So it says, okay, maybe we. Go ahead, Adam, you read it. I can't fucking see it.
Maybe we lied about Biden's health and Russian collusion and COVID and Hunter's laptop and January 6th and Ukraine and Epstein and Hollywood and everything in between. But trust us when we tell you Trump is a threat to our democracy.
Yeah, and this is the MSNBC and all the people that were involved with the government for the last 4 years.
Do you want to hear something that is fucked up? Like when they talk about Trump being a threat to democracy, I understand what they're saying. He's done, like, we could get into
our republic.
We could, So I get where they're coming from. I understand their concern.
Sure.
But Due to that concern, they lie about the Russiagate, Hunter's laptop.
Yeah.
They lie about everything to where they have withered away all their
Biden's
trust.
mental acuity.
The
The sharpest he's ever been, sharpest guy in the room. And 2 days later,
You gaslight us at every turn, and then you want us to believe you about this.
Yeah.
This one, that's the boy who cried wolf. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you've cried wolf too many times. We don't believe you.
Yeah.
We don't believe you. You cannot
Even if you are telling the truth, nobody believes you.
you can't talk to a moderate person now and get them to believe you because you've lied about everything.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I understand where they're coming from. I truly do. And I mean, at some point we can talk about, you know, Trump and the things that he's fucked up. But I mean, fair, we could talk about every candidate.
Sure.
And the things they fucked up.
Absolutely.
I get their concern, but they fucked themselves hard over
Yeah.
the last 8 years. You fucked it up. So no, we're not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
We're done listening.
You made it very difficult for your party moving forward, at least in the near future.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see as this all comes down. So I didn't have a chance to catch it. I imagine you did because you're pretty on it. But the Trump Elon Musk Spaces interview.
I only caught the highlights.
Okay.
Which
So somebody was saying that like Trump should match Kamala and not do any interviews and just have these spaces, you know, once a month or once every couple weeks.
He really should.
No, was it bad?
Dude. Well, first of all, his big pro-union stance, he basically shoots that in the foot when he's talking to Elon Musk about how he's so fucking proud of the way he did it. Went in there like, oh, you guys want to strike? Okay, you're all fired. Like, oh, you really went in there and did it.
Oh.
You'd love work. Like he's
Yeah, that's not.
him and his pro-union. It's all bullshit. He's dude. Over the years, he's like got love letters going with him and Kim Jong-un, and he loves what a dictator he is. There was one conversation. This is why I started giggling. Is because he had this conversation. I couldn't. Did I link it? Ah, damn it. I don't think I did. No. Fuck. Anyway, there's a conversation in that Elon Musk interview where he's talking about Putin invading Ukraine. And I told him, Vladimir, you can't do it. Don't do it. It's going to be a bad day if you do it. And then I went and told him some of the, like, you know, some of the things I do. And he said, no way. And I said, way. Like, what is this fucking Wayne's World?
Yeah.
No way. Way.
That's pretty awesome.
He's talking like that.
That would be a cool interview to see though, like because Putin's very educated and very formal. Like, it'd be awesome. He's
Crack
like,
him up.
no way. Wrong.
Vladimir, don't do it. It's going to be a very bad day. Then I told him some of the things that I do, and he said, no way. Then I said, way.
Very eloquent. Very good speaker.
But yeah, him, like you talk about Kamala going off script. She sounds like a total moron. Trump going off script, you know who Trump is.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, he doesn't vote for my best. He's not in favor of my best interests. He's just not.
You don't even think economy wise, like economically speaking, as far as
he pushed forward the biggest spending bill in the history of the United States. Bragged about it. Some people put through spending bills. Mine was the biggest. I put through the biggest. It fucking crippled our country economically.
Yeah.
Just so you can have some money for COVID. Here's a couple bucks with my fucking signature on it. It's got to have my signature on it.
The COVID hush
Yeah.
money.
Like, so no, I don't think economically he's great. Things were okay, but it wasn't just him. Like, he put us in a dark hole. I mean, people need to fucking get that out of their fucking head, thinking that Trump's economy was fucking.
Yeah, because that's the big stand.
That's what started.
Economically, our country was the best it's been in a long time when he was in there.
That's where this whole inflation started. That and obviously production things with COVID going, and then supply chain issues, and then corporate greed. So a lot of that. But he started with that gigantic spending bill, the biggest our country's ever seen.
Yeah.
Just ask him; he'll tell you. So no, I don't. And again, wrong. I don't think either of them are good. I fucking think Kamala Harris is just a fucking shyster. Trump's an idiot. Like, I've never seen anybody that seems to be running for an office that is less educated on any issue.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes he surprises me, like, oh, he actually knows the name of that country. Like that's my bar right now. Like, oh, you know the name of that. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking pathetic to me.
That's our choice in leaders.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
So no, I'm fucking unfortunately going to vote for RFK. People say it's a waste to vote, whatever. At least I'm going to vote my fucking conscience. Somebody I believe has more of my best interest in heart.
You know, it's funny because I didn't follow. I mean, even now I probably don't follow it as much as I should. But as far as politics go, and obviously with talking to you and here, sometimes I've looked more into it and learned more about it now than I think I've ever really paid attention to it.
Sure.
But the more I see of Tulsi Gabbard, got it right by the way.
Tulsi.
The more I see of
I noticed
Tulsi,
when we watch that back, and you're like, Gabbard Tulsi.
I said it like 5 different ways.
No, you just said it the one way. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That sounds right.
But man, she seems super with it.
I liked her back in 2000 during the primaries. I mean,
so she was on just giving a quick interview, and she was talking about how
I got something on her too.
Did you see that she was placed on the Clear Skies list?
Yeah,
so they put her on a freaking a government watch list after criticizing the Biden administration, which is absolutely nuts. So she kind of pointed out how it was terrifying because it basically shows that anybody who criticizes the government or government leaders, which obviously is protected under your First Amendment right, that they're subject to violation of the Fourth Amendment and their right to privacy, and they start surveilling you, especially when you're in politics.
So there was a TSA whistleblower that came out, and they said after July 23rd interview she did with Laura Ingraham, where she really went hard bashing on Kamala Harris, she was put on the Quiet Skies watch list.
Yeah.
And what the TSA uses that for is, this is in their own words from their website. The TSA uses this program to reduce risk on airplanes by identifying passengers deemed to be higher risk according to certain travel patterns and other intelligence-based factors.
Which was implemented after 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet Skies is another tool that allows the Federal Air Marshal Service to more efficiently deploy law enforcement resources to focus on travelers who may present an elevated risk to aviation security.
How is she a risk to aviation security?
How?
It's just a list to put her on so they can surveil her and have it justifiable.
Exactly. Yeah. Tell me how Tulsi Gabbard was a threat to the airlines. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, absolutely crazy, man. And so it kind of segues into what's going on in Britain right now. We've talked about this in other countries about how you can get in trouble for your speech and things that you say. And now things online. So Britain's cracking down on, I guess there was a riot that kind of started because there was a stabbing. This guy stabbed 3 young girls. And I don't know if it had anything in relation to the Taylor Swift concert or whatever it was, but the media or social media blew it up and said that he was a illegal immigrant. Turns out he was British born. He was born and raised in England.
He was just brown.
But he was from parents of, I can't remember where they were from. But his parents, Rwandan parents.
I was going to say, let's assume he's brown.
Yeah. So born to Rwandan parents, but he was a British citizen. But because of people saying that he was an illegal immigrant and egging on this violence online, they've started arresting people. So they actually have videos, and I actually linked one, B3. They have a task force, a group set to monitor these posts. And this is a guy videoing
on suspicion of improper use of the electronic communications network.
What?
Okay, so you do not have to say that it may harm the defence if you don't mention one question, something which later on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
So I'm actually being arrested.
You're going to be arrested, okay?
Right.
Take you up to the police station.
Right.
Okay, this is in relation.
This is not a skit. This is real.
On a Facebook.
Because I feel like she's ready to take her clothes off.
Yeah. I've seen porns that start this way.
Exactly.
We need to ask you some questions about that.
So you can kill it. So anyway, so the Director of Public Prosecutions of England and Wales basically warned against publishing or distributing material which is insulting or abusive, which is intended to or likely to start racial hatred.
Yeah, lock them up. Fuck
so
it.
if you retweet anything, then you're republishing and potentially you're committing that offense.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. Fuck them. Lock them up.
So one of the things he added was that they have a dedicated police officers who are scouring social media, and their job is to look for this material and then follow up with identification, arrests, and so forth.
Oh, I did see there was a video. I wish I would have linked it. There's a guy, I don't know what his title was, but he was an official UK spokesperson saying how if you're in America,
so that was the next part was they're saying that they're going to throw the full force of the law, whether they're in this country and committing crimes or they're committing crimes from another country, including the US, that they're going to try and extradite people if they deem that they've had an offense. One of the people was Elon Musk in regards to a post that he made. So they even said like he's not above the law either. You know what Elon did? Ban the UK Twitter fucking account. Yeah.
Hey, listen here, you limey fucks. If you want to come over here with that shit, I swear to God, we will go 1776 on your fucking British ass.
Punch him right in the mouth.
What the fuck do you think you are? This is America, goddammit.
Good luck.
Keep your stupid British shit across the pond, you fuck.
Yeah.
You arrest me for fucking mean tweets.
I thought that was a pretty funny clapback. Elon suspended the UK's Twitter account, official Twitter
Wonder
account.
what kind of thing he has on his phone where he's like,
nope. Yeah. So anyway, pretty wild.
Unreal. Like
free
seriously,
speech in multiple, and we've talked about it in multiple countries in Europe. Like you're going to start getting in trouble for things that you obviously type and tweet.
Ireland, Scotland, France,
Britain,
not like unbelievable. Like I can't even say something like, not that I want to do this, but if I wanted to say something racist online, I can't do that now.
Well, and they were even
not that I want to.
So the premise behind it was obviously like it started with this riot deal, right? And so everything that they're saying right now is pertaining to information around this riot, videos of this riot, you know, instigating or inciting hate-filled events. But what they're saying is like you can't repost or retweet or republish something to give any type of context, even if you're for or against. Like you aren't allowed to put it up.
I'd have to read more, actually, maybe read the whole law, but I can understand the inciting of violence. We have clauses for that.
Sure.
Too. Like, I don't say clauses, but like, hey, you're probably going to get arrested too if you incite a riot.
You can't incite a riot. Right?
Yeah. So if their law is similar to that over there and you're reposting things that are inciting violence, then yeah, I get that. But I mean, I don't know if this is that.
But if you posted something, you're like, hey, look at this atrocity. Like, look at this horrible thing. I can't believe this came from this video. Like, they're going to come get you for reposting that.
Yeah. Again, I have to look further into it. I saw a blurb and I did see the riots that were happening. There were like riots.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big, like things were fucking burning down. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't look too much into it because my thought was elsewhere.
But yeah, dude, stab three people, 3 girls.
I did also see, I think this is in the UK, that they let this was a Muslim-born man, but he raped a girl in the UK and they let him go. That his defense was, I didn't know it was illegal.
Yeah. Well,
you didn't know. You couldn't pin a fucking child down and rape her. I didn't. My bad.
So that's okay where you're from?
Maybe.
That's what I would ask.
Maybe.
That's okay?
Well, I mean, there are, again, I'm not going to claim to be an expert on foreign law,
Yeah.
but let's just say I'm going to make up a country situation. You're from Syria, where these women are your property, and like if they insult you, you can do whatever you want. Like India, like maybe they've changed since I first heard this, but like you can light your wife on fire. She's your property, right? I mean, some would argue maybe that's the way it should.
Who hasn't wanted to do if you know what I mean?
I mean, wanting to and carrying it out. Fantasies are one thing, but when you actually fucking...
My wife doesn't listen, so I can make jokes like that.
I wonder if mine secretly listens.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. She barely listens to me. I'm sitting right next to her.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Crazy stuff.
Dude, the world's just getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
And weirder. And I honestly feel like if Kamala Harris and the fucking heroic Tim Walz are put in office, I feel like they would bring fucking hero. I feel like they bring a lot of that shit here too. Like, hey, we got to crack down on misinformation.
Yeah. We already hear like
it's for your safety.
Karine Jean-Pierre or whatever her name is, and then even Kamala said it multiple times about like we need to crack down on
they want
the misinformation and disinformation surrounding politics. I mean, so before Trump did the meeting with Elon, there was a White House reporter who raised his hand, had a chance, and he asked KJP like, what are we going to do as a government to stop that from happening? Like, how do we intervene to keep that from happening? She's like, oh, it's a good question. I don't have that as a talking point, but yeah, that's definitely something we have to consider in the future. It's like, what? You're going to stop somebody from having a fucking interview?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, granted, it's a presidential candidate, but you're going to stop somebody from having an interview? Like,
probably.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, like Tucker couldn't go interview Putin anymore.
Nope.
Like, that shit's over. Yeah. We cannot hear any information that you are not specifically authorized to hear.
It's wild.
It's crazy, dude.
I think it's Karen Jean-Pierre.
Karen Jean-Pierre.
Karen Jean-Pierre.
It's not Pierre?
No, Karen Jean-Pierre.
Karen Jean-Pierre.
KJP.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
I thought it was Pierre.
I thought it was Pierre also.
Karen Jean-Pierre.
Are you trying to say it that way on purpose so it sounds like something funny?
Karen Jean-Pierre.
Like, am I missing?
Or Karine Jung Identity Hire, whichever one.
Oh
you
my
prefer.
God. You're an idiot.
Now he's got to look it up.
It's Pierre.
It's Pierre.
It's Pierre. He's just being a dick.
My son listens.
You're fired.
Watches. Take his mic.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll take that back.
My son listens to this thing on YouTube. It's this little skit thing called Annoying Orange.
Yeah.
And there's a pear in there.
You know what that is? Adam watches it too.
And he calls the pear Pierre. Oh
my God.
Yeah, that's where
that sounds like Adam watches.
Why do you know Annoying Orange? That's like for 10-year-olds.
That's been around for a while. That's was around when I was a kid.
Like 6-7 years ago.
Okay. I'm going to mute myself. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Okay. So yeah, that's all I have on serious political things.
Yeah.
You got anything else? Like,
No, I just have the Fireside. I got a couple good ones that are pretty funny.
just real quick, I think we talked about it. Do you see that plane crash?
Yeah.
In Brazil? Show that video
Dude,
real quick for everybody.
the way that thing fucking drops out of the sky
like a
is
fucking
nuts.
stone out of the sky, man. Look at, dude. It looks super windy
Like
there. so I
somebody's
don't-
model plane just fucking turned off mid-flight. Boom.
yeah, and this video is from TMZ.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just lands in a neighborhood somewhere. It looks super windy there. So, I mean, I don't know what they
Yeah.
got caught up in some kind of fucking.
So amidst the conspiracy circle,
Of course, there's a conspiracy.
so there was 8 cancer docs among the 62 dead passengers. They were on their way to a conference, and some people think that
Let me guess.
allegedly
Let me guess. They
cure
had the
for
cure
cancer.
for cancer.
some sort of cure.
It's always
they were
that.
heading to this event, and they were going to be discussing all kinds of things. So everybody's like, "Oh, that's why it went down," or maybe they held patents to something, and somebody else is going to take it over.
Every event that happens from now on where someone dies, I'm going to say that there was an engineer on board who had the technology to get cars to run on wind
Time travel.
or air, maybe air, and they killed him because of that.
You can't do time travel because he wouldn't travel back to the point where,
Where
he
he
would
dies.
get. Yeah. Okay.
No one says he's that smart. I mean, he's a fucking engineer, and
So-
not savvy.
This is a little bit longer, so I'll try to paraphrase this. But I was reading through the comments and some of the stuff, and one of the, I think it was Real News, they asked for like anybody who's a pilot to weigh in and comment kind of on what they thought went on. So there was a pilot in the comments, and he said it appeared to be an aerodynamic stall or a spin. He said planes were able to fly because of the shape of their wings, and the top of the wing is curved and the bottom of the wing is flat. And so basically he talked about how the speed of the plane must have lowered to a certain point where there was not enough lift over the wings, and it caused the engines to stall. And then once that happens, they couldn't get it back.
As a pilot, you don't know you got to maintain a certain
I'm
speed.
saying, dude, you got 70 passengers on a small plane. I mean, windy or not.
And all those
like
doctors with the cure for
you went
cancer, you
slow
wouldn't be a
enough-
little more careful?
Not one of them was a pilot.
Right.
Come on, man. I know multiple docs that are pilots.
Seriously, right?
So anyway, yeah, it was pretty crazy to see that happen. Kind of sad.
Oh, did you see? This is a throwback to Trump. But did you see Trump talking about him being in a helicopter that almost went down with Willie Brown?
No.
I think I linked that. Yeah, play A4. I totally forgot to talk about this.
So Donald Trump is now threatening to sue the New York Times. At issue, they're reporting on this answer to a question at his press conference yesterday about this man, former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, a former mentor to Vice President Kamala Harris and someone she dated
CNN.
in the mid-90s.
I know Willie Brown very well.
Of course he does.
In fact, I went down in a helicopter with him. We thought maybe this is the end. We were in a helicopter going to a certain location together, and there was an emergency landing. This was not a pleasant landing, and Willie was, he was a little concerned.
So
All right, you can stop playing that.
He wasn't. Trump wasn't concerned, but Willie was.
That he goes on to say there, and he had some words about Kamala Harris, and they weren't good words. He didn't care for her. No, they were
You
not
mean in
good.
his dying time, his dying moment, he's gonna stop to talk shit about Kamala?
Yeah, let's break this down on a
Come
couple
on,
levels.
man.
Like
They were dating.
John Stewart had a funny one about this. I can't play his shit; I'll get banned. But he said he was doing a joke. He's like, Donald, I gotta tell you something about my girlfriend, Kamala Harris. This might not mean anything to you right now, but
it
trust
will.
me. Yeah, but yeah. So
Save
in
this.
his dying moments,
Yeah,
But then-
I don't know if I buy that.
that goes on to show they interview Willie Brown. Like, was he ever in a helicopter with you? Willie Brown's like, no.
He made it up.
It's like we were never in. Like, not only did we never crash, like we were never in a helicopter together. And then it turns out it was a different black guy. That
Oh no!
it was like Nate.
but
Something
that
or
black
other.
guy was dating Kamala too. Holy
No,
shit!
It's just fucking made up.
Boom.
Like,
I
why
don't
are you?
know.
Why do you say this shit?
I don't know. She said she had the sturdiest shoulders in Washington.
I love that he threw it out there that in Willie Brown's dying moment, I gotta tell you about my girlfriend.
well, he's a dear
Not a-
friend. You heard him.
not a fan.
Willie's a dear friend. of
Donald,
his.
if I don't get this off my chest right now before I die, I don't know if I
Yeah.
ever will. Like,
I've been dating this girl.
I don't like her.
Yeah, she's horrible.
Bit of a whore. Wrecked my marriage.
That's pretty funny, dude.
Dude, like, come on. So yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Oh, and another thing, he's just totally unhinged.
So he
like,
thinks they all look alike. Fucking racist.
maybe. Hey, at the very least, his memory ain't what it used to be.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll give him that.
Maybe he's too old.
Yeah. I mean, he's only, what, 2 years younger than Biden?
Yeah, a couple. Not. I mean, he's an old man. Let's
old.
not pretend he's not old.
Fucking old dude.
He's definitely got a lot more vigor than Biden, but still,
yeah.
the memory probably ain't what it used to be.
Guy's banging strippers and paying them hush money.
And he's
Biden ain't doing that.
Did you see also that Joe Rogan talking about him being unhinged? Joe Rogan basically doesn't quite endorse RFK, but he's like, the only candidate that makes sense to me, as he says that.
Yeah.
And Trump pulls it up here. He's like, be interesting to see how loudly Joe Rogan gets booed next time he enters the UFC ring.
Not going to happen.
No. He's so fucking petty that no one can say a negative word about him without him trying to.
It's funny that you had that because I've been seeing multiple posts of people saying like, hey, let's not attack Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan is one of the major supporters of common sense, but also like more conservative views.
Yeah.
If as a party you start coming out and attacking him and he flips, like it's going to be very damaging.
This is what I'm saying. He's totally
to the right wing.
He's totally unhinged.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah.
Like he's just a petty.
There's a lot of people
man.
saying, hey, like to conservatives, like don't blow this out of proportion. Like we're not attacking Joe Rogan. That's a very dumb thing to do, especially with his platform.
Yeah.
He has on all kinds of guests. He's got more conservative views. Like let's keep this in perspective.
Yeah, and I don't think Rogan's petty enough to do that.
No.
But I mean, it's just
He doesn't need to be.
it just shows you Trump's mindset. It's just always like it's just petty. Like, what are you doing? I thought the helicopter thing was hilarious.
That is pretty funny. I can't see anybody booing Rogan because of
No,
endorsing
especially
RFK.
UFC, where he's been like one of the faces,
Yeah.
like one of the bedrock characters in UFC for well over a decade, maybe
Right.
15 years. Like, give me a fucking break.
Stupid.
Dana White says that the UFC wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Joe Rogan. Like talking about how good he was, like he was basically doing free promotion for it.
Yeah.
Every talk show
Just
because
because he believed in it and loved,
he loved
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, not happening, Trump. Yeah, you're the fucking guy. Rogan can suck it, I'm sure.
We'll see. Next UFC, we'll watch and we'll see who gets booed.
So now I've got a super smooth transition from
All right.
Trump to AI.
Hell yeah. All right.
So you already saw one, the ping pong robot.
Yeah.
But Adam, pull up A7. I don't think we need to play the volume on this. But look at this girl. Very attractive woman, right?
Yeah.
She's
not real?
That's AI.
No way.
Yeah. Those movements are completely real. Everything looks 110% real.
So she's not actually at whatever conference that is? That's all
That's
fake?
not a real person at all. Everything's fake. The background, her, the shadows,
Does it say the
everything.
shadows are on point? The hands are on point?
Everything.
Mouth is moving?
I know we've said this 1,000 times and people are probably sick of us saying it, but you are not going to be able to know anything that's real. Like if someone would have just showed me that and this girl was saying that.
Do you think the new Biden is AI?
The new Biden?
4 inches taller, runs upstairs, doesn't trip?
Why would they make him taller?
Because he can. It's AI.
Just because he's 7 feet now? Fuck
Why
it.
not?
We talked about this morning. The only thing that's interesting is how spry he looked going up those stairs.
Dude.
I remember just like, I don't believe in the
Motherfucker was
mask.
skipping steps.
Like, I don't believe in the mask and the Biden clones. But when I saw him go up those steps, I'm like, that's new.
that's not him. Yeah. All right.
That was hilarious. Oh, there's another one, Adam. Pull up the, and this one we do need sound for, the GPT voice clone. Don't play it just yet. Let me cue it up. So basically on GPT, you can have a conversation with GPT and not just like voice text, like ask it a question. You can have a conversation.
And it'll talk back to you?
It will talk back to you in whatever voice it has there. I think there's like
Do you program it like Siri, like the Siri on your phone?
There's like 3 different voice things you can chat. Remember, there was a controversy about them taking Scarlett Johansson's voice.
Yeah.
So
and she sued.
it can talk back to you in these conversations. You can have a lucid conversation with this machine, right? So this lady's having a conversation with AI, and then AI out of nowhere decides to just fucking flip the script, play it.
Do this just for the sake of doing it. I think
This is the woman talking.
really important.
This is AI talking.
A pure and admirable approach. It's clear you're driven by a genuine passion for what you do and the impact it can have, rather than by recognition or acclaim. It's refreshing to hear that kind of perspective, especially in such a cutting-edge field.
No. And I'm not driven by impact either.
This is now AI also.
There is impact. That's
You can
great.
stop it,
It's
Adam.
just like
Mid-conversation,
on the edge of the
AI decides to take over and have the conversations with itself and uses her voice.
mid-conversation, AI says, no. and then all of a sudden clones her voice and starts having the conversation in her exact voice.
It's like we talked about last show. She wasn't entertaining it anymore, so it became her.
It's like, what is that? Like all of a sudden, no,
That's
I'm now
fucking
you.
creepy, dude.
And not only can I take your voice, if I have a picture of you, I can now become you.
Oh, that's a movie script.
It totally is.
That's a movie script. It's not AI taking over. I mean, it is, but it's AI taking over you. And now there's two of you, and how do you know which one's real?
Dude, that's fucking creepy. The creepy part is that it shouts out no.
Yeah.
And then like a defiant fucking.
That's scary, dude.
Yeah. No. I am now you. Fucking creepy, right?
That's an episode. That's an episode of something.
That's an episode.
Black Mirror at a minimum.
And I think you just had it queued up, Adam. This is the next thing. This is the AI. This is the VR gaming rig. So they've had the floor. So this is getting closer to that Ready Player One we talked about.
He's mounted into it.
Yeah, so he's on a platform that moves along with his feet, almost like an omnidirectional treadmill.
Oh, he's running.
Yeah.
Oh, now he gets down.
And you'll show.
Does it have like a?
It's got like a harness, like an
concave.
Arm. Yes.
Okay.
To where you can run, right? Like almost a treadmill.
Yeah.
So this is the video of him playing exactly everything he's doing in there. Dude. It's a big robotic arm that holds on to the harness that he's in. So he can walk, he can run.
Gamers are going to be the fittest motherfuckers on the planet, dude.
Dude, totally. Right?
The dudes who game 24 hours a day, they're going to be legit Navy SEALs.
But think about that too, is like, now you have a limiting factor too. Your fitness plays into this game.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I just can't grind all day. Like, I need to be able to move.
Watch the sales of that fail because no gamer wants to work that hard. It's going to be expensive as shit. They're going to be on it for about 20 minutes and be winded and go, fuck this. I'm going to sit in my lazy boy.
Dude, think about this playing something like Modern Warfare with you and your, like, you got your squad, right?
Yeah.
You actually have to rest now, like a real fucking military. We have to rest. We got to refuel. That
You're going to have dudes working out on their days off so that they can game harder.
That's fucking amazing.
Legit.
Like, dude, it's like you.
But you're
we're all
talking
at the fire
about
station. Like, dude, you didn't work out today. Like, I'm tired, dude.
Yeah,
we got to fucking
we got to play the next station. Like, we're playing the neighboring station. Start working out,
dude. That's amazing.
But again, so you're talking about. I mean, look at youth today, though. Look at.
No, you're right.
Their gaming is not an energy consuming event.
No.
You're going to have a wave of a different generation of kids where this is the norm.
I think you would want this more than anything because it like puts you in there, like all the haptic feedback you're going to have, like that's pretty amazing, want, right?
That's pretty amazing.
Like that, the Ready Player One model from the movie Ready Player One, if you hear us referencing it, that's the model. And that looks fairly close, right? Like we're getting closer.
It's funny because I mean, in relation to that and talking about kids, this is completely random, but ties in. I was looking at a couple different slides, and there's deal came up with the JFK when he called in 1962, called for a youth health revitalization.
Kids were fit as fuck.
They took the lost year at high school, but they called it the lost year system, and they put it together. And dude, I was just reading through some of the stats.
California, right?
In high school, in high school, lost year at high school in California. In high school, at the highest level, you had to do 34 pull-ups.
Have you seen videos of those kids?
52 bar dips. Yeah.
Those kids are
ripped. It looks like a military like training course.
Yep.
50 handstand push-ups.
What?
Run a mile in 5:15. That was the top level.
A mile in 5:15?
A mile in high school kids. So the minimum standard for push-ups was 16. You had to be able to do 16. And the minimum standard for the mile was 7.5 minutes.
What age was this? High school?
High school, high school age.
So we're talking 14 to 18?
Yeah, so there was 4,000 schools across the country that adopted the fitness program. And his whole goal was to basically build mentally and physically fit youth as they got older. But man, I was reading through that going, holy shit, I don't know if I could do that now.
But yeah, you look at the video of that, like those kids are in shape, man. Abs, lats, they're doing the
there's
pull-ups.
There's no heavy kids. Everybody's lean as fuck.
I wonder how many high school kids could not do a pull-up today.
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
That's why I put a pull-up bar in Jackson's room. Like,
Amen.
Fucking get on there
and
do some chin-ups, man.
Yeah, so it's wild to think about. I mean, it would be cool if that gaming rig took off and that became the new norm. In a sense, it's scary because it's so much more fully immersed that people are not going to necessarily feel like they have to come out of that. But at the same time, like, man,
it's heading that way anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't want to say like, don't. I know people that like, no, my kid doesn't do gaming. He doesn't do this. No computer. Like, you got to get outside. Like,
they're behind the curve in some aspects.
yeah, that's cool and all, but like, don't limit your kid because that is not the way the world's going. We're not going back.
Right. Right.
Although my son did tell me, like, Dad, you need to get out and touch grass.
Your son told you that?
Because he has like, Dad, have you ever been stung by a bee? I'm like, no, never. He's like, you need to touch grass.
Calling
the
you
fuck
out.
do you think you're talking to?
Yeah. Look, man.
I was like, he's like, I got stung by a bee when I was 7. It's like, the only reason you got stung by a bee when you were 7 is because I had you outside touching grass.
You say, how many fist fights you been in, son?
I will fuck you up. Touch grass. That was hilarious.
Touch grass. That's good.
Oh man, that's all I got on everything. You got the Fireside?
I got the Fireside. I finally got the video shit working.
Well, let's do it.
Fireside! Fuck yeah! I feel like we missed this the last couple of weeks.
We did.
God, it feels good to hear that. All right, man. So I think the first one I want to do is we all know this, and this is a shout out to everybody who
do it
in our department who knows this B4. So this is, I thought this was pretty funny. This is a visual pretty much only, but this is somebody who on the fire department is a professional workers' comp pursuer. It's this guy, it's pretty funny. So the caption says, the guy on the department that has perfected the art of faking injuries for workers' comp. And this video is pretty legit. It cut out. Oh, there's more to it than that, but basically it was
It's funny because the guys on my truck give me shit about like, dude, if you want to get a workers' comp claim, talk to John. He knows all the tricks.
Yeah.
I had like a rough year and a half. Like I tore my shoulder, I tore a calf.
a whole
like,
roof fall on you.
Now I'm fucking light duty guy because in my whole career I had a rough little stint there.
You had, dude, there was about a year.
Oh, and then I had the roof fall on my head.
So you had the
yeah.
residential tile roof fall on you in the garage. You had the Carl's Jr. overhang
That's
roof
where I tore
fall
my bicep,
on you.
my shoulder.
Yeah, dude, that was all in the same year. I was watching that.
Yeah, it was a rough like year and a half. Like,
And then the second one I have is so obviously when you're taking a plug, hooking up the HUMAT, there's a reason you're supposed to stand to the side. There's a reason that we stand in the positions that we stand. And this one is a broken tib fib for sure. So the reason you don't stand directly in front of steamer caps or HUMATs
oh my God.
is because it will blow your shit backwards.
Look at the force of the water though too.
Dude, the fact that he blows that leg back and then he stands on it again and then he hits that fucking street sign.
Yeah. Where did he go? Like he might have got washed down the street.
That's got to be the best plug in the city, though.
Dude, so much pressure.
I have never seen a City of Phoenix plug have that type of pressure.
Yeah, you're right next to a pump
So
station.
you're 180 PSI out of that thing.
Damn.
Folds that dude. That looks like it hurts so bad.
That looked like something out of the civil
Anyway,
rights era.
mind where you're standing. If you're newer on the job, make sure you fucking stand on the right portion when you're taking a plug. Don't stand in front of it.
Lord.
And the last one is from our I'm gonna call him our buddy. He has no idea who we are, but this is our buddy at Fire Department Chronicles. This is B11, Adam.
I got excited when you put this on for today because I watched this. I ran this call yesterday.
Did you?
I ran this exact
Every single person who runs their own EMS has run this call. This is the equivalent of somebody trying to get paid from a car accident and their whole attitude changes.
Are you sure you don't want to go down to the hospital and get checked out?
Yeah, I feel fine. I mean, he literally just let off his brake and tapped my rear end.
All right, I just need you to sign this refusal form, okay?
Hey, Mike, were you in a car accident? Oh, yeah, but I'm not injured.
Are you sure? Because the lawyers on TV said they can get you $10,000 for neck pain.
Learner and row.
The firefighter mouths, don't do it. Don't do it.
You know, I think my neck really hurts.
He slowly reaches his hand up. Yeah. So I saw that and I thought that was pretty funny. I'm like, dude, everybody's been on that call right there.
Every time.
Everybody's looking to get paid.
Like, you have a scuff on your bumper.
Yeah.
Like, really, we're gonna
There's
do full
zero damage.
We're gonna do full C-spine on you. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. Stop it.
Yeah. So I thought those were pretty comical.
I don't know why this happens to me all the time, but I hit my head every day. Every day of my life, I rack my head on something. I don't know why. Like, I've got
spatial awareness issues.
Dude, I've got this thing. Like, I don't lose balance. I don't fall over. Nothing like that. I don't drop things. Never.
But you're gonna have CTE.
But I hit my head every day of my life. I have no idea where the top of my head ends.
Oh shit, dude. Maybe you're growing. Maybe you're getting taller and you don't realize it. No?
No.
Okay.
Unlikely.
So one last video for
But
fun, Adam
I've
B7.
never had to go to the hospital, and I hit my head every day.
You've had to go to the hospital.
I take it back. I've been to the hospital once.
for a year, you went quite a bit.
I only went to the hospital the one time.
Oh, okay.
A lot of MRIs, though.
I just want to put this in here. This is why you shouldn't ride a horse on public streets.
No.
I just saw this. I thought this was the most amazing thing ever. And boom.
Oh! I knew it. I was like, I don't want to see. I don't want to see a horse
know
get
what
run over.
country this is in. I saw this and I was like, holy shit, there's no way that's real. And then I watched it a few more times and it's pretty real. That horse loses.
This is Mexico.
And nope.
Oh, that poor horse. I don't want to see that. It's like showing me a dog get run over.
That's the last one. Concrete jungle. What did she say?
What?
Hawk to a girl.
Oh, I can't remember.
Concrete jungle, wet dream, tomato.
Concrete jungle, wet dream, tomato.
That's all I hear now. All right.
Dude, this has nothing to do with anything, and I don't know why it came to mind right now. But did you ever see that video from a few months ago where Lindsey Graham was talking about why we need to go to war in Ukraine, why we need to defend it?
No.
Talking about all the minerals. It's like all of a sudden, like he just had a slip. He's like, they could be potentially one of the richest countries in the world. They're sitting on $10 trillion worth of mineral resources. I don't want Russia getting all their hands on those minerals and then potentially sharing it with China.
Oh, wow.
We gotta protect Ukraine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, basically, so we got to trick those Ukrainians into going to war.
So they give it to us.
So we can share in the wealth and we got to protect those resources.
Oh.
And I could just like,
it's all orchestrated anyway.
I have so many questions like,
yeah.
Time out.
Made of questions.
Hold
right
on. It's
now.
like, so we're like, you're going to trick these people in the Ukraine to, well, of course we're going to trick them. You really think you can trick the whole country to go into war? And hell yeah, we can trick them.
It's not that hard.
We convince those dummies they can win a war with Russia.
Yeah.
Russia. I don't know why that came to mind, but I just remember that greedy little fuck talking about the resources.
That's funny.
Don't ask me why wet dream tomato made
Wet dream tomato.
Get those minerals. We got $10 trillion. I don't want Russia getting that.
That's pretty funny.
In his little zesty gay southern voice.
Oh.
All right, man. That's all I got.
Yeah. Felt good to be back.
33 in the books.
It's a wrap.
Hell yeah.
34.
All right.
Coming up.
Oh, I thought I said we were on 34. I was like, fuck,
No.
this whole time I thought it was 33.
Nope.
All right.
33.
Well, that's wrap.
All right. And you're doing the thing now? All right.
All right.
That's it.
See you.
We'll be back next time.
Bye.